Stuff without spraying sound can be a little bit up. Yeah. You are mic, but not. Yeah. Check it. We need to move something. We need to move something. Sure. Yeah. Can you guys on this side, can y'all move this way some? Just come up closer to me. Just don't get in front of the stairs. And then, can you guys on this side, can you shift up just a little bit too, so they can go that way something? This way a little bit more too. Yeah, you guys can spread out. Yes. Yes, sir.
It's a horse Americans.
I think that's better. It's fine. 248. 248. Line. Ready. Careful about the attack. Anything to that? You good? Sure. Okay, go to fire shortboard. Griffin, you good? Griffin.
My family really comes to ask people. Oh, that poor baby. I know that baby got hurt. My nails are
You may now be seated. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the class of 2025, I would like to welcome all faculty, alumni, friends, family, and distinguished guests to the 31st FDHS High School graduation ceremony. As we begin today's ceremony, I would like to recognize a very special group of patriots. Graduates, if you're committed to serve in the U.S. military, please stand. Now everyone, please stand with our patriots as our senior chorus honors our nation by singing the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may now be seated. I'm gonna wait for him to get back to the seat. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Leon Collins, and I am truly honored to stand here on this significant day as your 2025 senior class president. But before I begin, can we give a round of applause to our teachers, staff, and parents who made it possible for us to be here in this very Coliseum today. Your unwavering support, encouragement, and belief in us played an important role throughout high school, and we are forever grateful. Looking back, it's really hard to believe how quickly this year flew by. I know as a class, we can all agree that it felt like we just started our first day of senior year not too long ago. See, I still actually remember the last day of junior year, thinking about how my senior year was gonna be a breeze and how I thought college was gonna be, a simple 1-2 step process. But let me tell you, I was all the way wrong. See, most of us thought we could just jump into senior year thinking everything was gonna be easy. We thought we'd be going by 12:36 every day, get to sleep in our beds all day. But then we got reminded that we still got a whole year of assignments left. Now, I'm not going to say senior year was the hardest, but it wasn't the easiest out of all 4 years. There was always something you had to do, something you had to pay for, and somewhere you had to go. And what most of us didn't realize is that we're going to have to juggle schoolwork while preparing for the real world. Now, I must say, through all the deadlines and decisions, we started to realize that this year wasn't just about passing classes or getting out early to go down the street to Chick-fil-A, but it was about preparing us for life and growing into the people we were meant to become. See, one word to describe senior year is cost. And not just because of the countless dollars flying out of our parents' wallets for graduation photos, custom fans, first day outfits, and senior activity packages, but because of the grind. This year wasn't free. It cost us time, effort, energy, and commitment. Senior year really highlighted everyone's determination to be successful and build their future. It showed that you have to make every moment to make it in the end. Throughout our senior year, we pushed ourselves even through the overwhelming moments so we can be here today. Every late night, early morning, every test, game, and performance has been an investment into who we are becoming. Class of 2025 has been one of the most determined classes ever, and I know for a fact we will all make a mark on this world. From senior sunrise to senior sunset, we have all persevered through our last year. Our class consists of future engineers, doctors, athletes, educators, leaders, and so much more. As a class, we brought so much spirit and talent to the table, and that's why senior year matters so much, because every deadline taught us how to manage time, every tough moment taught us how to keep pushing, and every challenge taught us how to adapt. These lessons weren't just for high school, they're for life. And because of them, we now carry something no one can take away from us. We have the strength and resilience to conquer any challenge that lies ahead. So, my fellow graduates, as we step into this new chapter of our lives, remember to carry with you the skill of resilience, as it will take us a long way. Our story doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. So graduates, as we walk across this stage today, just remember that this year has taught us that we are capable of overcoming anything and achieving everything we set our minds to. And for our parents, thank you for being our biggest supporters. But just a heads up, as you walk out this Coliseum today, make sure your phone stays charged and your Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle stays open. You made it through high school with us, but college, that's a whole new story for all of us. Congratulations, class of 2025. Our future starts today.
Good morning. I first met this year's salutatorian at the end of her sophomore year. Her older brother had taken AP US History, and he wanted her to have the same experience. She wasn't really sure about that, so he dragged her to talk with me one day after school. I was introduced to a quiet, timid young lady who listened intently but rarely said anything. She decided to take the class and quickly showed that there was much more to this shy young lady than meets the eye. As a student, she always challenges herself, and she challenges those around her to improve. She truly loves to learn and wants to know more regardless of the subject. She has excelled in calculus, biology, history, literature, government, everything. She doesn't just want to know what the right answer is, she wants to know why it's the right answer. When she made a mistake, she learned from it, corrected it, and it never, ever happened again. Those mistakes made her a better student. She's fiercely competitive, even with her closest friends, to see who could earn the highest grade. Now, you might not recognize all these characteristics in her because she is really quiet. She rarely speaks in class, but when she does, people pay attention. Her closest friends and classmates understand that there's more to her than just academics. She possesses a dry sense of humor and is a bit mischievous, keeping her friends on her toes. She can also be a little bit of an instigator, whispering directions to others and quietly watching as those plans fall into place. Most of the time, people don't realize what has happened until they see her standing off on the side, smiling at them. Now, some might think that being named salutatorian just means that a student is smart. It doesn't. Being named salutatorian means that for the past 4 years, you've put in the hard work of getting an education. It means that you're willing to take risks. It means you're willing to try something new, willing to grow and change. This year's salutatorian embodies all of those characteristics. She worked hard, she challenged herself, she took risks, she embraced growth and change. She is a scholar, a quiet leader, and one of the humblest people you will ever meet. It is my honor to introduce the 2025 Fort Dorchester High School salutatorian, Madeline Rowe.
Welcome to everyone here today, and congratulations to all of the graduates. It's amazing how so many of us here grew up together. Looking back to those little kindergartners on our first day of school so many years ago, nervous for the change but excited for the future, we didn't have a clue what to expect or what was ahead of us. That was the beginning of this chapter in our lives, which has contained so much more than we could even imagine at 5 years old. Countless exams, subjects, activities, and experiences. We have gained knowledge, overcome challenges, and made lifelong friends. We have grown so much together over these years and learned in ways beyond what any class could teach us. Though it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, we wouldn't be the individuals we are now without every step along the way. And today, almost 13 years later, we are nearing the end of that chapter. But this is just the beginning of our next journey. Similar to our first day of school, there is no way to know what exactly to expect. Only this time, we have the freedom to choose the life we want to create. And I hope we will all pursue a path that brings us joy. This has a different definition for each of us. It may mean creating through the arts, helping those in need, or discovering something new. From the career we decide on to the small choices we make throughout the day, there are a million different roads to be taken and endless possibilities. But no matter what path you choose, do it for yourself and your passion for it, because the most beautiful success is from a life full of love and joy. So I hope that everyone is able to create a life of happiness. And I know all of us will come out of this next chapter stronger and better than before, all with different journeys and each having created our own versions of success. While each of us have a different future, we will always be connected by these experiences we shared and the lessons we learned from them. To everyone who has played a part in my journey so far, thank you for the endless memories and making me into the person I am today. Let's all use those experiences and lessons to create a future we can be proud of. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Good morning, Fort Dorchester High School. As we all know, I must give a speech about the past 4 years of high school, which seemed to go by faster than we all expected. For starters, just yesterday, it felt like we were all sitting in a high school 101 class learning about something we could have easily searched up on a Google or even a YouTube video. Or what about hearing the bell for the first time and being late to class because you didn't know where to go? Or who could possibly forget the weekly kids getting sent home due to possible COVID exposure? Now that I think about it, the class of 25 was the last graduating class to have to go through COVID in high school. We, as a class of freshmen, probably didn't realize it, but we were just going through the motions of what we were dealing with in 8th grade, but on a bigger scale. Think about it. We had new teachers, new classes, but most importantly, new experiences. experiences that led us to sophomore year, a year I know we all remember well. We didn't have to wear masks, our football team led us to the state finals, and who could possibly forget watching Rihanna pregnant perform during the NFL halftime show? Who remembers the day the cops let us try the bite suit with the dogs, or sitting in class watching the World Cup day after day? And on top of that, we got to miss class to celebrate Carlos Dunlap. While this was going on, we were busy solidifying a path that will lead us to where we are now. Our sophomore year saw us experiencing a rite of passage into the true high school experience. We had to put in an effort not seen since LeBron's 3-1 comeback. Late assignments piled up faster than the teacher's ability to grade them all. Extracurriculars started becoming more demanding, and so did our classes. But in the end, we survived it all, except for Twitter. We can all agree, though, junior year was hard, if not the hardest year for all of us. We were slammed with SATs, ACTs, ASVABs, difficult classes, and bizarre adventures. But most importantly, we were struck by reality. The reality was that we only had 2 years left. 2 years to figure out what we were going to do after we graduated. I know during junior year, I, along with many of you, were swamped Izzo with so much pressure, it got to a point where we were burnt out. Not worrying about those 2 years, but worrying about what we would face tomorrow. As those tomorrows turned into next weeks, those weeks turned into months. And after pushing through the wire, we were left with arguably one of the best years yet, senior year. Senior year showed me that the class of 25 was the last and best class to bring the energy. Honestly, they not like us. We pulled off a play rivaling that of Jordan's during Game 6. We, without an argument, had the best pep rallies I've ever seen over my 4 years of attending Fort Dorchester High School. We also had one of the best student sections at all of our sports games. On top of that, we also had the most achievements compared to every other class before us. We were a Palmetto's Finest finalist. We also led the district in being one of the best schools in the state. We watched as the clubs we led took off and achieved greatness. Some would say they touched the sky. We built upon the foundation of what was made over 30 plus years ago. We set a precedent that the classes after us will try to imitate. I only have a few more things to say. As we gear up to go into the world, whether it be career, college, military, or even a gap year, I want you all to know we have truly left our mark on Fort Dorchester High School and made these past 4 years of high school a great experience. Now, it's time for us to take what we have learned and go out and start a new experience and show everyone why the graduating class of Fort Dorchester High School is the best there is.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2025 commencement exercises for Fort Dorchester High School. It is truly an honor to be a part of this celebration, which would not be possible without the individuals sitting on this stage. I would like to recognize our district office leadership, Mr. Chad Daugherty, Superintendent, Dr. Kenneth Wilson, Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Katie Barker, Chief Academic Officer, Mr. Kenneth Farrell, Chief Operation Officer, Dr. Wanda Gadsden, Executive Director of Special Services, Mr. Maurice Cannon, Director of Secondary Schools, Ms. Galia Mercer-Brown, Director of School Counseling, Ms. Christy Sealander, Assistant Director of Secondary Schools, and Mrs. Kelly Purvis, Assistant Director of Secondary Schools. I would also like to recognize our Dorchester District 2 Board of Trustees, Dr. Ashley Wimberly, Chair, Mrs. Kelly Bates, Mr. Justin Farnsworth, Mr. Evan Guthrie, Mrs. Annie King, Mr. Jim Lee, and Ms. Cynthia Powell.
And finally, the administration of Fort Dorchester High School, Mr. Trip Aldridge, Principal, Mrs. Taryn Floyd, Assistant Principal, Mr. Brent Hamrick, Assistant Principal, Ms. Samantha Hoffman, Assistant Principal, Mr. Kevin Lukic, Assistant Principal, Ms. Tawana Jameson, Assistant Principal, Mr. Mark Meyer, Assistant Principal, and Dr. Anthony Williams, Jr., Assistant Principal. Today marks the 31st commencement ceremony for the Fort Dorchester High School, a milestone that holds deep meaning for all of us here in the Coliseum. As I look out at a sea of blue caps and gowns, I'm filled with pride, hope, and a profound sense of gratitude. Patriots, you have made it. After years of hard work, determination, and resilience, you are ready to walk across this stage and into the next chapter of your lives. But before you take that step, I want you to pause, just for a moment, and reflect on what you have been a part of. This year, Fort Dorchester was named one of the top 3 high schools in South Carolina, a finalist for the Palmetto's Finest Award. Out of hundreds of schools, your school, our school, was honored for academic excellence, strong leadership, and a community spirit that can't be matched. That distinction belongs to each of you. As seniors, your achievements, your passion, and your growth made this possible. You didn't just attend Fort Dorchester, your leadership helped define what it means to be a patriot. But being Palmetto's Finest is about more than just recognition. It's about legacy. The question they ask us, and the question I ask you now, is this: what difference have you made? How have you used your time, your talents, and your voice to make this school, this community, and this world a better place? Because make no mistake, class of 2025, you are a generation that has faced challenges and change like no other. You grew up in the shadow of the pandemic, navigated a world that often feels divided, and balanced the pressures of academics, extracurriculars, and personal growth, all while showing up day after day for yourselves and for each other. And here you are, ready for what's next. So I'll ask you one final question, your exit ticket, if you will. What story will you write from here? Some of you will head off to college. Some will start careers, and others will serve our great nation in the military. Whatever path you choose, take with you the hope, strength, and perseverance that have carried you this far. Remember, you are not just graduates, you are Fort family. And that family, our family, is counting on you to take what you've learned here and make a difference wherever life leads you. Congratulations, class of 2025. I could not be prouder of you. Go forward with courage, with passion, and with the knowledge that you will always have a home at the fort. Thank you, and congratulations once again. Pride, perseverance, respect, integrity, dependability, and excellence. These principles represent the core values of a Fort Dorchester High School Patriot. The Patriot Award is given to a senior who consistently exemplifies these qualities throughout their time at the fort. This year, we're proud to recognize 2 outstanding patriots. The first representative, or the first recipient, is a young woman who truly embodies the spirit and values of what it means to be a patriot. This young lady is a deserving candidate for the 2025 Patriot Award. Over her time at the fort, she has been an athlete, scholar, and leader. During her freshman and sophomore years, she played volleyball, basketball, and ran track. She has challenged herself academically by taking advanced placement courses while maintaining a high GPA. To take advantage of all Fort has to offer her academically, she also completed 5 classes in the arts, including Art 1 and 2, photography, 3D design, and a theater class. She has been an active member of the Beta Club, AASL, HOSA, and PTSA since her freshman year, and continued her involvement with these organizations throughout high school. She has served as historian and Beta Club president this year, helping make the annual Beta Club Barbecue Festival a success. As a junior, she joined the National Honor Society, the School Improvement Council, and became an AP ambassador. Over the last 2 years, this patriot has been a consistent student member of the Fort School Improvement Council, representing and sharing student voice within this group. This year, she added FBLA and Family and Consumer Sciences to her list of extracurriculars. Throughout her time in high school, she also served as a student leader in the FDHS Student Council. She has held roles such as freshman representative, sophomore class president, and student body vice president. Even when she did not hold a top leadership title, she remained deeply involved in STUCO, providing steady behind-the-scenes support that contributed significantly to the success of student-led activities and initiatives. Her quiet, consistent leadership has been a driving force within our school community. She truly exemplifies patriot pride, the perseverance, respect, integrity, dependability, and excellence. She is a determined learner, a collaborative leader, and a loyal friend who shows up when it matters most. Exemplifying Fort Dorchester High School pride values, Lauren English is a worthy recipient of our award. Our second Patriot Award goes to a young man who also reflects the patriot pride characteristics we believe are so important. Through his leadership, STUCO helped organize 4 school-wide Spirit Weeks that energized our campus and contributed to a more positive culture and climate throughout the fort. But Ronson's impact extends far beyond student council. He has been a driving force in nearly every corner of our school community. This young man is an exceptional candidate for the 2025 Patriot Award. He's a 4-year member of our band. He earned soloist distinction for his talent and dedication, representing the fort with pride and excellence. He also competed as a member of the tennis team and balanced all of his school involvement while working a part-time job, demonstrating impressive time management, resilience, and an unwavering work ethic. His leadership is extensive and far-reaching. He currently holds positions in student council at the school, state, and national levels, a rare and remarkable accomplishment. As a representative and leader in each of these arenas, he brings vision, voice, and values to every space he enters. He is also a committed member of FBLA and serves as the chapter treasurer, adding financial responsibility and strategic planning to his wide-ranging skill set. In addition, this gentleman is actively involved in Beta Honor Society, National and African American Leaders Club, and has served as a student representative on the Student Improvement Council, contributing thoughtful insight and advocating for student needs. As the District 1 chair for the South Carolina Association for Student Councils, he played a role in planning and hosting the District 1 rally here at Fort Dorchester, a major event that brought together student leaders from across the region. Passionate, proud, and purposeful in everything he does, he leads with humility and makes an undeniable impact. He's determined, resilient, and coachable, always open to growth and focused on the greater good. He doesn't just want to lead, he wants to leave a legacy, one built on service, unity, and meaningful change. What sets him apart is not just what he does, but how he does it. He is deeply caring and emotionally aware, bringing a quiet strength and thoughtful presence to every conversation and decision. Whether planning an event, supporting a friend, or mentoring a younger student, this patriot consistently demonstrates the best of what it means to be a Fort Dorchester patriot. For his servant leadership, strong moral character, tireless work ethic, and complete embodiment of patriot pride, Ronson Parker is truly worthy and inspiring recipient of the 2025 Patriot Award. Congratulations, Ed.
Good morning, Fort family. It's an absolute honor to stand before you as the superintendent of schools. While I may be new to this role, I am not new to the pride and spirit that lives within this community. I've had the privilege of witnessing Fort Dorchester's strength firsthand. From the classrooms to the playing fields to the heart of the Patriot family, we were able to celebrate you as you were named a finalist for the prestigious Palmetto's Finest Award. And today, as we celebrate the class of 2025, I am deeply moved by the journey and the determination brought you here. This reflects who you are. It's a symbol of what you can and happen when a school commits to high standards, to supporting one another, and to showing up every single day with purpose and passion. Today, I want to talk to you about something every true patriot understands: grit and perseverance. The patriot is a symbol of courage, of standing firm when a path is difficult, of holding the line when others fall back. In Fort Dorchester, you have lived up to that legacy. In the face of uncertainty, you kept pushing forward. In moments of doubt, you found your strength. You didn't just survive the hard days, you rose above them. Grit means doing what must be done, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when no one is clapping. It's that inner fire that says, I'm not finished yet. And perseverance, it's the fuel that turns goals into accomplishments. As you prepare to step into this next chapter, whether it's college, the military, a career, or something still unfolding, remember the grit that got you here. Hold on to it, nurture it, and let it guide you when the road gets steep. So to the class of 2025, I see leaders, dreamers, problem solvers, and peacemakers. The world is ready for patriots like you. So go boldly and serve with honor, and never forget, once a patriot, always a patriot. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Good morning, class of 2025, faculty, district leadership, students, family, and friends. I'm Sherry Moss, and in my role as Advanced Placement Lead Teacher at Fort Dorchester High School, I have the privilege of getting to mentor some of our best and brightest students. So today, I'm here to introduce the class of 2025 valedictorian, Allison Phillips. Allison is the daughter of Reed and Leslie Phillips, who are incredibly supportive of all that she does, even feeding entire theater troupes along the way. Their kindness and selflessness shine in their daughter as she exhibits generosity and compassion, forging close bonds with fellow students. You'd be hard-pressed to meet a more genuine, humble, or considerate human being. Yes, she has the impressive GPA and outstanding AP scores that are often the hallmark of this top spot, but I'd like to focus your attention on just how well-rounded and involved she has been these past 4 years at Fort. I met this wildly talented, kind, and compassionate young woman her sophomore year when she entered our AP Capstone program in pursuit of her AP Capstone diploma. This humble high flyer was part of the first AP Capstone cohort to earn a 100% pass rate on both AP Seminar and AP Research exams, and she was our cornerstone throughout that hard-fought journey. If iron sharpens iron, Allison is the finest blade in that program. She forged strong bonds with her classmates, giving and receiving razor-sharp, accurate, actionable feedback that refined her as a student and lovingly led others on the same course. In AP Research, her study took turns she didn't expect, but she met each challenge head-on and used all of those hurdles as fuel for her fire, not just in Capstone, but all of her pursuits, both academic and extracurricular. She is the standard to which I hold all of our Capstone students, primarily because it didn't just come easily. She worked extremely hard for it, and she never believed her own hype. Allison's AP coursework in every core subject has earned her the College Board Honor AP Scholar with distinction for those high marks. In fact, she scored 5s on all of her AP exams thus far. That level of achievement is extremely rare. She has taken the full gamut of AP courses, including English, history, and social science, calculus, and biology courses. She is a well-rounded scholar, to say the least. One would think this level of academic excellence would leave little time for other pursuits, but she is extremely active in serving our school community, volunteering both in her church nursery and with service organizations like Beta and Interact clubs. Yet she still makes time for the extremely competitive and time-consuming extracurriculars, archery and theater. And through effort and energy, she excels in those too. This year's valedictorian is a founding member of our school's state championship and world contender archery team. She could probably take you out with one shot, but she would never. Her passion, though, is theater, actively participating in International Thespian Society, performing in school productions, as well as writing and receiving awards at competitions for her plays. Her onstage performances are moving, to say the least, but her written works and direction of those labors of love are spectacular. She leads with heart and integrity. Given all of these accomplishments, I cannot even begin to fathom the impact she'll have when she steps out to make her mark on the world. It will be indelible. She is stellar in all she does, and I am in awe. Therefore, I am both humbled and honored to introduce the Fort Dorchester High School valedictorian for the class of 2025, Allison Reed Phillips.
Good morning, graduates, administrators, teachers, and thank you to everyone here today for supporting Fort Dorchester's class of 2025. When they told me I had to do a speech, my first thought was, oh no, public speaking. And then I couldn't come up with what to say. While I could talk about my personal journey and all the late nights it took to get here, I know my journey doesn't apply to everyone in this room. What makes me successful won't necessarily make you successful, and education is an individualized path for everyone. My entire life, it's been made clear to me by mentors and friends that we have all been given gifts. We all have something that makes us tick, that makes us get out of bed in the morning. Linguistics, theater, mathematics, athletics, science, art, music. The list goes on because everyone in this room today has something that makes them intelligent, talented, and special. We often think of our gifts as something inherently good, and we often isolate these special traits from their impact. But intelligence means nothing if it's wielded carelessly. Talent means nothing if it remains unfostered, unused. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how intelligent or talented or gifted we are. What matters is how we use our gifts to better shape the world. Our gifts give us the opportunity to take the world and improve it bit by bit. There have been so many who have used their abilities to better our world, and this can and should be us. In today's world, with the new challenges we're facing, AI, war, division, using our gifts for good is more important than ever before. When we leave here today, let's not look at challenges and see chances for us to fail. Let's look at challenges and see all the opportunities the world has given for us to take on, all the ways we as individuals can advance our world. Forgive me for the cliche, but we all have the opportunity and capability to change the world, to nurture it, to improve it. From hospitals to Broadway to classrooms, every place on earth needs people who are determined to do the right thing. They need good people who will use their abilities to exact change for the better. Knowledge can't be taken in isolation, and neither can talent. What we know as students matters, but what we do with what we know matters so much more. Let us not become stagnant after today. Let's not use our abilities for selfish endeavors. Let's leave here and use them for the collective good. Once more, congratulations to our class for making it over the finish line. Be smart, be daring, but above all, be good. Thank you.
Parents, relatives, and friends of the class of 2025, we are now at the highlight of graduation, the awarding of the diplomas to the 2025 graduating class. This morning, you may notice a variety of colorful cords adorning the graduation regalia of some of our graduates. These cords are representative of the new South Carolina diploma pathways. You can learn more about these academic specializations on the back of our graduation program. Each one of these graduates has worked extremely hard to make it to this ceremony. On behalf of the class of 2025, I am asking that you allow each graduate's name to be heard by their parents, relatives, and friends by holding your applause. At the end of the ceremony, there will be plenty of opportunity for you to cheer for all of our graduates. Thank you in advance for your cooperation in making this a special occasion for every graduate.
Okay, as your superintendent and on behalf of Dorchester School District 2 Board of Trustees.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I gotta say it. We're not gonna say it. We're just gonna welcome them on stage. We'll shake hands first.
Okay, ready?
Then we'll do that.
Allison Reed Phillips, Madeline Nicole Rowe, Riley Andrew Adams, Cadence Elizabeth Albury, Braden Stephen Bennis, Alexander George Bopp, Abby Grace Bradford, Jasmine Ziana Cherish Brown, Draven Michael Friedland, Nicholas Maximilian Robinson, Francis Henry Waddell, Olivia Christina Amaro, Josephine Gabriella Barnes, Xander Harris Benage, Ian Charles Boatwright, Naya Jacqueline Brown, Jameer Quaylen Bryant, Ariana Grayson Burns, Matthew James Callahan Jr., Ryan Abigail Casey, Gabriella Elise Chacon, Tyler Chungkit Chung, Kylie Elizabeth Cretan, Leon Trayvon Christian Collins III, Alexa Marie Corkle, Arthur Da Sousa da Costa, Tyler Ramir Crawford, Alexandria Hope DeMonte, Kevin Din, Kaylee Faye Dollahan, Henry Joseph Domingo III, Jordan Sincere Easley, Lauren Doris Betty English, Lila Marie Essig, Divine Jeremy Perez Garce, Ashton Lane Jyatt, Jonathan Tyler Graham, Zaria Monet Herman, Julian Essex Herman, Logan Daniel Hicks, Braden Michael Ritz, Trinity Levon Jamerson, Jasmine Cherie Keys, Christian Frederick Kruger, Emma Page Lathan, Ava Rose Mignani, Paige Addison Mignani,
Isabella Grace Marchese, Megan McBride, Daniel Lee McJunkin, Loie Elizabeth McLean, Sebastian Michael Rodil Medina, Kirsten Naomi Miller, Lydia Francis Moore, Malia Ayana Morrow, Anderson Kang Huang Nguyen, Jenny Nguyen, John Nguyen, Stella H. Nguyen, Amy Hannah Odom, Sofia Coral Ortiz Regules, Andrew Thomas O'Shane, Ronson Kentrell Parker Jr., Nicholas Ryan Peters, Marshall Brandon Robinson, Mason Richard Rock, Caitlin Olivia Rogers, London Olivia Rowe, Max William Ruiz, Isabel Marianne Russian, Madison Violet Sapienza, Chantel Scanlon, Peyton Olivia Schrader, Tinsley Mitchell Scogan, Harrison Michael Shelton, Amanda Renee Alberta Simmons, Malaya Simone Lisel Simmons, Maddox Markel Smalls Wooliver, Akira Tiana Smith, Lily Jean Smith, Brady Scott Toms, Macy Elizabeth Thompson, Delaney Ann Torek, Brianna Faith Sang, Savannah Rose Vaught Latimer, Harsimran Kaur Virk, Raven Cassandra Washington, Ariana Dion White, Nairi Jamera Shanita White, Reagan Amaya Williams, Peyton Grace Wood, Socorro Nevaeh Wyatt, Shannon Margaret Yohanik, Melinda Zing, Ahmad Wael Abdusalam, Alexander Aguilar Diaz, Dante Alvarado, Marissa Maria Bell Bucknight, Madeline Christine Bridges, Shiyu Chen, Madison Elena Cleveland, Kaylin Simone Cromwell, Tanya Renee Edmondson, Ashlyn Grace Gibson, Amanda Valeria Gonzalez, Taylor Akira Green, Jocelyn Susana Guevara, Layla Victoria Ginyard, Adori Gabrielle Gant, Sadie Bell Halleck, DJ Amon Hike, William Braxton Cates, Braden Amali Kessler, William Logan LaRocca, Nora Ann Lightburn, Tina Nak Luang, Xavier Aaron Martinez, Cameron Joshua Maxwell, Kayla Michelle Maybank, Georgia Bryn McCracken, Hunter Christian McPherson, Darian Tyreek McQueen, Avril Alejandra Mujica Fuentes, Jonas William Neal, Avery Grace Peak, Jason Perez, Brianna Olivia Prelo, Ava Sophia Reed, Maria Lynn Resendez, Isabella Lisa Robinson, Rayshana Alicia Simmons, Kenza Slimani, Cadence Margaret Sloan, Andrew Tyler Smith, Riley Grace Smith, Michael David Suppern, Ava Lane Torres, Cameron Joel Tucker, Michaela Vergara Solari, Anthony Jermaine Wade, Kalal Raylyn White, Joshua Wade Wilson, Grayson Miles Zimmerman, Alexavier Christopher Adams, Victoria Amaral Afonso, Manuel Ariane Renee Aguirre Cardona, Judy Amar Ahmed, Sonari Zion Alston, Savasia Nevea Alston, Esther Oluchi Amons, Janaya Simone Ankrum, Aiden Nicholas Arthur, Giovanna Valeska Asanza, Lindsay Ann Ashwell, Aaron Alexander Avila, Kimani Jaden Antonio Baker, Nicholas Michael Ballarillo, Finn Bennett Galvis, Savannah Caroline Barger, Peter Barker, Michaela Ann Barlow, Sanaya Kaylin Barnett, Ethan Thomas Baskin, Darius James Batiste, Laura Ann Bond, Jose Luis Bautista Espinosa Jr., Cameron Nicholas Beecham, Javian Michael Benefield, Kalia Elizabeth Bethel, Daytrell Michael Better, Kira Delaney Birds, Jaden Omari Bland, Reagan Christine Blygen, Zion Arturo Espinosa Boggs, Destiny Satiana Renee Banu, Mallory Ann Boyd, Owen Mason Bozeman, Isabella Grace Branham, Charles Keith Bryan II, Marcus Brandon Malachi Brassard, Damian Kareem Brown, Irvin Lee Brown IV, Jamal Edward Brown, Maria Julie Brown, Shaquez Maurice Brown, Stephen Gerard Brown Jr., Tehran Dimitri Brown Walker, Shaylee Marie Bryant, Sophia Dale Burgess, Benny Ian Burrison, Sierra Nicole Bird, Sureli Cabrera Maldonado, Rudy Joel Caceres Aguilar, Gregory Nico Callis, Daryl Xavier Caldwell, Anjay Noel Ryan Cannon, Gabrielle Lee Capasso, Lyric Micah Capleton, Jada Nyasia Carter, Nevea Monique Tiane Carter, Peyton Denise Carter, Ryan Christopher Cato, Jeremiah Dwayne Champagne. Samaj Theodore Chavis. Krista Elise Cheatham. Jabari Keon Jaquez Chisholm. Evelyn Cisneros Pineda. Makai Tyleek Clark. Janasia Yanera Denise Clayton. Warner Alexander Clement. Kamari Arjane Coxum. Braden Paul Flores Coker. Dion Martel Commodore. Rafael Hernandez Concepcion. Jusaint Manuel Conde. Kershawn Malachi Cook. Courtney Nicole Corbin. Avare Margarita Courtney. Caitlin Lee Courtney. Carl Paul Kinsey Craven. Brianna Zanae Criswell. Grab her, grab her, grab her. Dominique William Crosby. Christopher Cruvenel Silva. Alexander York Cully. Ashailan Corjay Dandridge. Owen James Daniels. Nicholas William Dantzler. Kylie Ellen Darcy. Austin Lee David. Elise Deanne Davis. Corbin Jacob Davis. Landon James Davis. Nyla Roxanne Imani Davis. Mark Andre Estevez de la Cruz. Shannon Nehemiah Deloach II. John Oswell Dericati III. Ariana Nicole Desisher. Braden Willard DeVault. Jameen Akeem Carlos DeVoe. Ariel Jatavia Danielle Devine. Courtney Dion Dickerson. Demarion Dewan Dionysus. Layla Marie Doak. Caleb James Donaldson. Shariah Sabrina Doster. Paige Monet Douglas. Kamaya Hazel Drayton. Morgan Nicole Elias Kikes. Xavier Espinal. Ashlyn Ariana Fabers Manigault. Tyler Nicholas Farmer Atlin. Cameron LeBron Farish. Zachary Cole Falconberry. Riley Ann Fedoric. Alyssa Marie Filler. Alexia Rose Finley. Elijah David Fink. Anyana Naomi Fleming. Morgan Page Fleming. Esperanza Austero Fletcher. Jalen Perry Fortis. Javon Perry Prelu Fortis. Lamar Cantrell Frazier. Elena Megan Frommer. Chanel Zakaria Kaisha Fulton. Michaela Talaisha Torea Gadsden. Wendy Suhei Galvin Olmos. Ryan Lincoln Jamil Gamble. Darwin Excellent Garcia. Desiree Debbie Garcia. Andrew Daniel Gautney. Gavin Ginau. Sade Desiree Miracle Gibbs. Haley Nicole Geiger Moore. Monet Brianna Gilliard. Matthew Thomas Gillies. Xavier Darnell Nicholas Gillies. Liam Jordan Gillis. Jayla Jermaine Nicole Gilmore. Charles Zachary Golden. Zachary Alexander Gomer. Kimberly Celeste Gonzalez Ramirez. Cruz Gonzalez Mateo. Malik Alvin Anthony Grant. Tanaya Lachey Grant. Brandon Philip Granville. Vernicia Canari Diane Grayson. Envy Denise Green. Eric Terrell Green Jr. Janiyah Laquan Green. Javier Latrell Joseph Green. Malik Prophet Green. Makailyn Shanice Greer. Carolyn Michelle Guerra. Jose Alejandro Guevara Brusual. Evriana Claire Hamby. Robert Joshua Hamilton. Brooke Lene Harnish. Emma Grace Harris. Mackenzie Lane Harris. Taylor Adam Hatcher. Andre Teles Cardoso Hawkins. Christina Michelle Henry. Nicholas Angel Hernandez. Ingrid Lisette Hernandez Avendano. Jesus Hernandez Miguel. Robert Smalls Hayward Jr. Jenna Lola Hill. Patricia Brania Hilson. Gorgeous Lakira Hilton. Heaven Lee Hilton. Jerne Imani Holland. Aiden Jonathan Hollensteiner. Zaire Kuuvaini Hollingshed. Jaden Malik Hollington. Mercy Serenity Amore Hollington. Layla Nakai Holman Peterson. Janelle Nolaney Holmes. Logan James Horvath. Morgan Davia Howard. Cornelius Hugie III. Jamal Dion Hughes. Noah Aiden Hullinger. Samantha Paige Hummel. Sean Thomas Hummel. Jackson Christopher Kenneth Hunter. Maya Jade Iobi. Kenneth Whitfield Irving. Alasia Simone Jackson. Cadence Soraya Deshay Jackson. Aviana Lyric Jameson. James Jerome Jenkins Jr. Jawan Leandra Jenkins. Luciana Jimenez Escamilla. Brian Jimenez Taxcani. Antonio Zavin Johnson Jr. Drew Connor Johnson. Jayla Ayana Johnson. Kavion Mikkel Johnson. Leslie Bernard Johnson III. Michael Caleb Johnson. Morgan Amari Johnson. Randidra Marinique Johnson. Sadasia Lene Johnson. Michaela Danae Jones. Bryson William Giovanelli. Sanaya Elise Joyner, Samaya Trinae Keith, Amir Jason Kelly, Aiden Mark Kerr, Jamie Alexis Kershaw, Nikki Elise Kessler, Jackson Carter King, Caden Dwayne Corngable, Janae Anderson Latson, Haley Marie Lafayette, Imani Deshaya Lawrence, Lawrence, Kaylina Nakka Lee, Alexis Paige Ledford, Alexa Renee Lemunion, Charles Red Lintz, Luis Alfredo Leon Bautista, Brian Leon Garcia, Caleb Andrew Lewis, Esther Kim Lilly, Isla Marie Latea Limehouse, Princess Leanne Lameg Yantos, Daria Latanya Lloyd, Kavari Michael Logan, Diego Lomeli Bernal, Sienna Carlene Lopez, Christopher Anthony Lopez, Elian Gabriel Losada Ortiz, Christopher Servando Luton Chacoy, Kai Elise Mack, Sterling Nathaniel Magwood, Tyson Maurice Magwood II, Unique Martina Samantha Malone, Sofia Isabella Marcano Brusual, Jasmine Elizabeth Marlin, Kaylin Anaya Maxwell, Cameron Davis McNally, Andrea Alasia Mechanic, Tyler Javon Tyrese McClendon, Micah Brighton McDuff, 7 Davion McKelvey, Damari Sundiata Jaheim McKnight, Casey Sterling McLeod, Madden Lane Mejia, Jessica Mejia Jimenez, Jessica Nicole Mejia Rivera, Lamarion Dejon Lamarck Melvin, Carlos Mendoza, Alexis Uriel Mendoza Lopez, Alina Itzel Mendoza Lopez, Elijah Middleton, Ethan Imani Middleton, Paul Michael Middleton, Maximus Creed Miller, Zamaya Renee Miller, Nakaya Simone Miller Ravenel, Isla Rochelle Minas Gomez, Roger Lee Mitchell III, Sophia Rose Mitchell, Jared O'Neill Mixon, Irma Elizabeth Moctezuma, Tanush Mokapati, Jacqueline Yamile Montes, Nevaeh Cherie Chantel Moody, Brooke Lee Moore, Alan Morales Garcia, Gabriel Amar Morris, Zola Tamar Morris, Kenzie Eslam Morsi, Everson Isaac Munoz Enriquez, Christian Alexander Murray, Michael Gabriel Murray, Felipe Gabriel Mutka Martins, Nashley Alejandra Niño Borda, Kayla Malia Norris. Marquise Anthony Norris. Leah Madison Nugent. Darian Ortega Baltasar. Armani Siana Owens. Mackenzie Najea Page Prizzi. Itzel Palomar Avalos. Edward Ellis Parker V. Sanaya Lael Parker. Andrea Liliana Pasoquen Betancourt. Brooklyn Yvonne Yvette Pearson. Heavenly Peterson. Christopher Angel Perez. Mauricio Daniel Perez. Eric Deshaun Perry. Ava Kirsten Peterson. Aisha Layla Peterson. Dominique Dynasty Phillips. Devin Katron Shakenneth Pinkney. Lucia Valentina Pineda Molina. Cohen Bishop Pisani. Lindsay Liliana Plachinsky. Anne-Marie Eva Poole. Maurice Romero Pope. Amir Jarice President. Chase Alexander Prelo. Jessica Ramirez Gonzalez. Hayden Ramirez Valencia. Christopher Rafael Ramirez Vallas. Ariana Michelle Randall. Saywan Quincy Randolph. Taylor Reagan Rolls. Louis Preston Ray. Kalea Tanae Reese. Megan Marie Reeves. Daniel Amar Tejan Reed. Kai Devon Isaac Reed. Malia Victoria Reed. Nevaeh Zanea Reynolds. Tylen Shania Reynolds Williams. Amaya Michelle Richardson. Joshua William Tyler Richardson. Carson Nolan Michael Ridgway. Jake James Riley. Kathleen Grace Riley. Carlos Luis Rios Feria. Alejandra Nicole Rivas Faras. Jaden Rivera. Emery Benjamin Rivers. Jaron Taquan Robinson. Tyler Christian Robinson. Chase Christian Rogers. Nolan England Rodriguez. Gabriel Roberto Rodriguez Reed. Elena Catherine Roney. Jaden Dontel Rao. Ayana Capri Russell. Eduardo Sandoval Hernandez. Jordan Elena Scott. Sofia Daniela Serratos Arias. Madigan Jean Shook. Demaria Devon Simmons. Gianna Nevaeh Simmons. Lamar Davon Simmons Jr. Quiescence Nevaeh Simmons. Renard Renee Simmons Jr. Caleb Alexander Sims. Zion Isaiah Singleton. Kingston Alexander Sinswat. Robert Bryson Slater. Kevin Michael Sloan Jr. Shamel Lamar Smalls II. Aaliyah Janelle Smith. Jaden Taekwon Smith. Labria Janaya Smith. Thomas James Smith. Worry Lance Smith II. Jaden Kayshawn Snipe. Nasir Karome Spates. Nolan Mitchell Spencer. Richard Alvin Springs. Sharday Tamaya Gordon Squire. Norris Tyrone Steplight III. Avery Howard Stevens. D'Artagnan DeQuay Stevens. Evan Charles Stevens. Gabriella Elena Streeter. Antonia Arche Struthers. Reina Deasia Swinton. Mene Sophia Taylor. Zakai Rashawn Taylor. Amelia Elise Terry. Janaya Renee Thomas. Jace Isaac Thomas. Laquan Kaysen Thomas. Malay Nakima Altera Thomas. Abigail Hope Tompkins. Sebastian Allen Thompson. Sitali Aniyai Taxclala. Miles Christian Tompkins. Vladislav Utkin. David John Vavkin Jr. Perla Estefany Velasco. Aaliyah Michelle Velez. Ivan Jr. Villegas Tovar. Connor Ralph Voorhees. Demery Michaela Washington. Zaitasia Imani Washington. Malachi Kershaw Watson. Kaylin Elise Weber. Caroline Alyssa Welty. Lachey Demetria West. Abigail Marie Westbury. Jakayla Nyasia Adele White. Jaden Ali White. Capri Lachey White. Akil Kamoy Jr. Whitley. Dylan Chance Whitfield. Shania Kalia Wigfall. Brianna Rain Wilburn. Ashlyn Trejay Lachey Williams. Kayla Shamaya Williams. Sean Patrick Williamson. Caleb Jerry Wilson. Marquise Markel Wilson. Philip Spates Wingate. Ty William Wollenbecker. Destiny Monique Woodfield. Jermaine Lorenzo Wright. Cecilia Jacqueline Yata. Isai Yata Ramos. And James Hilliard Young III.
Let's make this official. Graduates, please stand. It is now my duty as principal of Fort Dorchester High School and on behalf of the faculty and staff to certify to Mr. Daugherty, Superintendent of Schools, and to the Board of Trustees that these seniors have fulfilled all state and local requirements to earn the high school diploma. Mr. Daugherty, it is my recommendation that all the members of the class of 2025 be accepted as duly qualified.
As your superintendent, on behalf of Dorchester School District 2 Board of Trustees in the state of South Carolina, I certify that all candidates for South Carolina's high school diploma have met all graduation requirements. I proudly accept the Fort Dorchester High School class of 2025 as graduates.
Graduating class of 2025, at this time, please turn your tassel. I'm honored to introduce to you the graduating class of 2025. At this time, if you will please join me in singing the alma mater, which is printed on the front of the program. Graduates, we will begin our recession momentarily. As the band begins to play, please remain in your rows as your line leader distributes your graduation folder and final gift from your Fort family. Please wait for your row leaders to lead you out of the Coliseum to celebrate with your friends and family. Congratulations, Patriots.
session, and we can take